Charleston White, super rat, fink, snitch, getting riches. That's the thing. Snitches get riches. He's getting money off of this internet. It's beautiful. Get this money, my nigga. Seriously. Get this money, nigga. Cause shoot, I'm glad about it. They tried to say, excuse me. They tried to say he got shot up in Fort Worth, Texas, when he's in Miami, living his best life. They said he got shot 3 times and he's in critical condition. See, people can snitch and tell the truth. Then people can just make up bull-faced lies that don't amount to anything, like this. So Charleston White has not been harmed in any way. He is okay. He's living a great life. He's riding around Miami like it's cool. He said it himself. He only goes to places. He only lives around water. That's it. He lives around water. Charleston wishes he was white. Why do you say that, Bumba? Bumba Clot, everybody. Bumba Clot's in the room. But yeah, so he's definitely on his his truth telling sense, his sensibility to tell the truth, to tell facts from fiction. They call him a polarizing figure. He's a polarizing figure. Always rumors about Charleston getting shot or hurt. But this is the latest, and I had to pick it up on it because the story that was trending. So that's why I'm doing it. I mean, it's always gonna be that day until one day, some might go left. Who knows? But for now, he's living his best life in Miami. He's by the water. He's getting money. He's getting money from all kinds of different ways, I'm sure. He probably has endorsement deals with people. He's probably shooting Crime Stopper videos, getting paid off of that, allegedly. I don't know if you do get paid off of Crime Stopper videos. I don't think you do. I don't think you do. It could be part of community service or something like that for somebody who's in that. But he's not in that position. But he is a snitch. He's a certified snitch. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a great thing. You should be a snitch. Snitch on, the people around you. Snitch on your friends. Snitch on everybody. Everybody gets snitched on. That's the point. Because the question is, well, why do you care if you get snitched on? Are you selfish? That's selfishness. If you care about your own life and your own self, and you going to prison or not, that's a selfish standpoint. That's a point of selfishness. You're going to a point where you're saying, hey, look, this guy's talking on me. He's a stoolie. He's a stool pigeon. He's a snitch. He's a rat. He's a fink. We gotta go after him, whatever the case may be. But why are we going after him if we're being selfless and unselfish? You're not supposed to care about yourself or your interests. That's the whole point of being unselfish and selfless and sacrificial. You're supposed to sacrifice. You're supposed to say, yup, he snitched on me. Good looking. That was a sacrifice for me. That's a sacrifice on my end. I'm sacrificing my life, my time and freedom so that he can go free or he gets money or some kind of benefits, based on a reduced sentence or whatever the case may be. That's the whole point of snitching. Jonathan PK 2842 hi. Also, gotta mention John Forte. I never really got into John Forte. That's why I didn't really speak on it. I think he died 2 days ago. It wasn't just yesterday. It might have been yesterday. Huh? Let me make sure. Hold on. John Forte. He's of the Fugees fame. He did a lot of work with them. He died. So it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Get your packs out. Get your smoke packs out. Get your John Forte packs out. He was in prison for a short time. Then President George W. Bush pardoned him. Well, actually, he didn't really pardon him. He commuted his sentence, and then they all the charges were dropped. I think everything was dropped, and his slate was cleared, and he was freed, but it was like sometime later his charges were eventually dropped. Snitching to the grave, yeah. John Forte isn't really my forte. With the puns, with the play on words, Bumbleclaw gets a point. With the play on words. That's funny. Yeah, John Forte, he wasn't my forte. I mean, what? I mean, my favorite writer right now, my favorite living fiction writer, Ture, he had, essays about him. They wrote letters back and forth, just some professional businessman stuff. He was really close to the guy. He knew him. He was in his presence before. He just, the only reason why I was like, wait a minute, didn't Ture write an essay about him or something like that? And then he write about him. But it was, I think, for Rolling Stone. The other Fuji, yeah. What's up with the Fugees? Is Lauryn Hill? Okay, Wyclef. Okay, Wyclef may be the only one that didn't have to do any pay any fees or go to prison. I think Wyclef is the only one. I could be wrong, but I think Lauryn Hill, I think she had to pay fees. I don't think she had prison time for taxes. Could be wrong. Correct me, my dumb ass, if I'm wrong. But that boy Sky sipping the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. What's up, Wiz? Salute to you, Wizard. I'm on something good. It really is tasty. It's just water, but it's flavored and has vitamins in it. So I'm jumping all around the place with it, I'm fighting. Yeah, what's up to you, Wiz? Salute to you, sir. Salute. But yeah, anyway, so John Forte, he didn't mean anything to me. I didn't really know any of his songs. He got caught up with that's the reason why he got in prison. He was with the white stuff, allegedly. I don't know if that's allegedly. I think it was actually. It was with the white stuff. He got caught. He went to prison for some years. Like, I think 6 years he sat down or something like that. And George W. Bush, you got to give him credit. George W. Bush. I'm not a Bush basher to that degree. I'm a Bush basher because he was responsible for the lives of thousands of kids in Afghanistan and Iraq, and that didn't have to die. He's responsible for that. So, I mean, why isn't George W. Bush taking John Forte's place? I don't know. Maybe that's not how that works. Never really listened to Fugees. I listen to the Fugees. Oh la la la. And Lauryn Hill. A lot of Lauryn Hill. And strumming my pain. One time, two time. I Bush bash daily, Bumbleclaw says. Daily, nigga. What you know about that? But that's what people are looking at now. People are looking at George W. Bush. They hated George W. Bush. Everybody hates except Obama. A lot, except you're on the opposite side of the political spectrum. If you're on the opposite side of the political spectrum, you're going to hate Obama, of course. I don't hate Obama, but I don't really respect him or his policies or anything like that. Not as a man. As a man, he's just a guy. He's a family man, whatever. That's cool. But as a president, as a policymaker, as somebody that was in head of state, that crafted some of the most evil ideals in all of American history, I can't say I mess with Obama on those levels. But Bush, like I said, he's looking like, I don't know, Lincoln. He's looking like Lincoln compared to Trump. People would be voting for George W. Bush all over again if they could. But I digress. Charleston White. He is a known figure. I'm going to see what they say. I think they're going to say internet personality. Oh, they say he's a comedian. He's an influencer. He was born in Fort Worth, Texas, but he was not officially shot in Fort Worth. He was not there. All right. He spoke before the state legislature recounting how he became a gang leader while in juvenile detention. He attended Golding State School, where he remained until his 18th birthday, and although he was initially recommended for transfer to the adult prison system, 4 correctional officers testified on his behalf, advocating for him to stay at the school. As a result, he was allowed to remain, where he was able to continue his rehabilitation. White later reflected that remaining in juvenile detention helped him better understand his own thoughts, feelings, and actions, and gave him empathy for others. He has an entertainment career, legal issues. His personal. He's married to Tamara White. He has 2 kids from a previous relationship. Tamara publicly supported him after two of his former employees accused him of infidelity. Damn. He was arrested and charged. He was arrested in Texas in 2025, last year. Crazy. No, what Charleston White did not get hit up. That's all rumor. This is what this whole post is about. Charleston White is okay. He did not get shot up. He's not in critical condition. He's not recuperating or anything like that. He's not recovering. He is not on the vanguard for advancing his own health. Besides, living it up in Miami. He was born in Fort Worth. I don't think he's been back to Fort Worth since then, or allegedly. But he's near water. That's what he says. He only lives near water. So Charleston White definitely has that advantage, I would imagine. He made homophobic and transphobic remarks on Lil Uzi Vert's Suicide Doors from the album Pink Tape. He later stated that Lil Uzi Vert's team paid him a pretty nice check for the sample and that he continues to receive royalty payments for its use. The guy's got it like that. He's doing the goddamn thing. He said, nigga, we doing this. Yes, thank you, Bumba. Hit that smash that like button. Like Will Smith. That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, so that's the reality. That's the truth. Uzi a fruit basket. Allegedly. I don't know if he is a fruit basket or not. He could be, he might be. I'm not sure. Uzi is his own special way. That's all I'm gonna say. He's a special individual. Let's just say that much. It's not really mentioned in a lot of his snitching though. That's what's interesting. He has comedy though. He's become controversial for his takes on hip hop, politics, and social justice issues. His social justice issues would probably pertain to his snitching, I would imagine, right? At age 14, White took part in a robbery at Foot Locker in Arlington, Texas, with a group of teenagers. They stole athletic jackets and were chased by a store clerk. And as they attempted to flee, a man named Michael Levy approached them in a car to recover the stolen items. White and another teen, Antoine Doolittle, threw the jackets out of the car, in which Doolittle shot and killed Levy. While later testified against Doolittle and was convicted of murder for his involvement and sent to a Texas Youth Commission facility, While he was in juvenile detention, his 17-year-old brother, Kev White, was convicted of murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison. 99 years, but freedom ain't won. I'm sorry. That just came to me. I don't know. But Charleston White is traitor. Yeah, of course he's a traitor. He's a snitch, as he should be. What is the point of a traitor? Oh, he's a traitor. Oh my God. Yeah, he's a traitor, and you should be happy for him to be being a traitorous against you. Charleston switched up on Say Cheese TV for the white boy Aiden Ross. I just saw that. In the Wikipedia page I'm reading right now. It says, in an Instagram live session with streamer Aiden Ross, White later claimed that the individuals who attacked him were his uncle and nephew, and that he feared for his life during the incident, which is why he struck one of them with a vase in self-defense. He's got a wild life. That's a wild boy right there, Charleston White. That's a wild boy. Charleston switched up. Okay, yeah, Say Cheese TV. Yeah, so he's a wild boy. He's definitely a wild boy. Can't get with him for the anti-Semitic remarks. Can't get with him for the anti-FBA remarks, if he has any, allegedly. In July 2022, White claimed that he had maced rapper Soulja Boy during a confrontation after Soulja Boy and his entourage approached him for a conversation, with White later going on Instagram Live to joke about the incident. He better be glad. He better be glad though. He's a rat fink, which he should be. He walking back all those anti-Semitic remarks because he's in bed with the small hats. Again, small hats, zucchettos, kufis, yarmulkes. All three main religions have small hats. So what the hell are you talking about with small hats? Of course I know who you're talking about, but do you know who you're talking about? The Jewish community. I know who you're talking about. I got that. But the small hats are also the Catholic, and which is the Christian community, and the kufi wearers. I don't know if it's Sunni or what's the other ones? Sunni and damn, what are the other Muslim religions? Sunni, Shia, Sunni Shia Muslims. I don't know if both of them wear the caps or one of them wears the kufi. We can't say snake. We can't say small hats. Come on now, you always gotta start an argument. You can say snake. What's wrong with snake? I didn't say you couldn't say snake. It's just a joke to mock Jews, Scott. I know, I get it, but it's still goofy. It's still goofy because they look it up. Just look up zucchetto. Are those big hats? And the Jews wear big hats. They wear the smitzel. I think that's how you pronounce it. The smitzel is a huge fur hat that goes around their heads. So it's just goofy. I don't subscribe to it. If other people want to subscribe to it, I respect them. You always have a debate when I refer to someone as a snake. I don't remember that. Maybe you have to refresh my memory. Give me a specific example. I like the small hat term. Okay. And I respect you for it. But you have to be specific. At least you were specific. You said the Jewish community, the Jew community. It's about Jews. I'm the King Cobra. Who's the Black Mamba? Since the Black Mamba is dead. Kobe Bean Bryant. Salute rock and power. But like I said, smoke your loud packs for John Forte. He was like, what, 50 or something like that? How old was John Forte? I'm doing double duty with Charleston White and John Forte. He was 50. He was 50 years old. I never knew. He had a white woman, though. Salute to him. He had a white woman. Married Lara. I guess it's Lara, not Laura. Or is it Lara Fuller, a photographer in 2017? They had 2 kids. Yeah, he got himself a white woman. Before he checked out, he said, "You know what? I have to be in heaven. I have to be happy. I have to be a happy person. I have to have I have the right to be happy too. So I'm gonna get me a white woman." Oh, here we go. When I referred to someone as a snake in the past, she would say snakes are nice. Snakes. Oh. No, who is she? I don't know. You meant to say he. But yeah, snakes. Yeah, snakes are nice. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with snakes. Their nature, it's in their nature to be, you know, venomous, some of them, and to be attackers, some of them. It's in their nature. It's not, like they're cursed by God or something like that. There is no God. Kobe will always be Black Mamba. Got him a pink toe, huh, man? Yeah, he got himself a snowflake. Got himself a pink toe because he said he wanted to be happy. He didn't want to hear the grumbling and the mouth poked and see the mouth poked out. And the attacks on his character and stuff like that. He just wanted to be happy in life. I'm trying to see what happened. How he was just. It's just saying he was found dead at his Chilmark, Massachusetts home. 50 years old. Torre did a great breakdown of his relationship with John Forte. Like I said, it was very businessman-like. I'm trying to find it right now. They're calling him a musical prodigy. Called him the kindest legend with great energy and a high intelligence. Yeah, but back to Charleston White. I just marvel at his whole career. It's based on snitching. It's based on telling the truth. Based on being real. That's what a rat fink snitch does. Tells the truth. They do this. They point in the courtroom. Is that person seated here today, sir? Yes, Your Honor. Right there. He's sitting with the white shirt on and the glasses. Ture, you missed the U and the apostrophe or the accent mark on the E. Was disrespectful to the rapper Scarface in an interview with Jay-Z. I have to please send that to my Wiz. You already have my email. Send that in the email. Something I would love to see that because Ture is my guy. He's my favorite fiction writer. Mr. Chore Star Terrain is my favorite nonfiction writer. Living favorite, deceased writer of nonfiction and fiction is Ayn Rand. But this is the path he chose. For what, I don't know what reason why he died. I have no idea why they just said he just came up dead. He's 50 years old, and he didn't make that. He was like an affiliate to the Fugees, and he was like allegedly brilliant. He was a wonderful performer. I heard a few songs. I'm like, okay, he's got a style. He's kind of strong. It's not anything jumping off the charts for me, but some people liked him. Some people had to like him, and his sentence got commuted. If I understand it right, he either got fully pardoned or commuted. I think it was one or the other. It was by George W. Bush, George Walker Bush, who would be like adored right now compared to Trump. To some people, are diehard Trumpsters, but the people that wouldn't have voted for George W. Bush in their entire lifetime would be like, considering things, against Trump. I mean, I would lean towards that George W. Bush. He's a killer. He's a murderer. I wouldn't call him a murderer, but he's a killer. He's a killer. And he's responsible for the deaths of thousands of kids, my fellow Marines in the field. So that's why I have, a tension and a beef with him. But Charleston White, I just don't get it. I don't understand. Why is he so famous? I don't understand why he's so famous. He blew up. He's an internet influencer. He uses he gets deposits off of samples. He's doing the goddamn thing. He's doing the goddamn thing. That nigga is getting it in. Oh wow, Dick Cheney says it's hot. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. I don't know if I can say respect to Dick Cheney. He wasn't really a good. He was part of that whole plot. Condoleezza, Colin, George, Dick. All of them had a hand. Oh, and Donald. They all had a hand in it. But anyway, Charleston White. Charleston White is just he's a phenomenon. He's an internet phenomenon. You can't deny that. He built his reputation off of comedy. He's dabbled in music, and he is a known snitch. I think he's the most famous snitch, at least in the 21st century. There might have been more famous snitches in the 20th century, like what's his name? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Henry Hill from Wise Guys, the book, and Goodfellas movie. He was a rat fink snitch. He went to protective custody, witness protection program. He was a snitch. That's what it is. He was one of the biggest snitches of the 20th century. Charleston and Star snitch. Yeah. Charleston White allegedly has a wire in his shoe every place he goes. Allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not, but that could be a truth. I don't know. I have to check in on that. That could be reality. I don't know though. But he's definitely got it popping. He's popping. You can't deny that. Can't deny that he's popping. He's popping like fish fry grease on a Friday night. So he definitely has it on lock. He's doing the goddamn thing. That nigga is doing it. You sent it? Oh my gosh. Wow, I might have to put this on hold. Hold on. You spelled his name wrong again. That's all right. I'm gonna put this on hold. Hold on. Let me put this on mute. Hold on. Thank you, Wiz. I needed that. Scarface or not Scarface? For rapper. For poet, Nas. Nas is above. Nas is like a poet. He's the street poet. I would go for Nas all day. Scarface, I think he switched up his, and maybe maybe he just spurred him to be creative even more. this Toure interview with Jay-Z. He said that he has one flow, Scarface. Scarface got inside the beat. If you listen to Somehow Some Way on Jay-Z's album, he's inside the beat. He's like, niggas, I gotta have it, cause niggas, I gotta, and the beat is going, the bass is going do 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 do. Like, he was on point. Like, I don't know if this particular interview inspired him to say, I gotta switch up my flow. I gotta switch up my flow. Cause like you have to, like he says, like Jay-Z saying, he was saying how the content of what he's saying is more important. But let me finish up with this Charleston White. Charleston White, living his best life, near the water, great, obviously one of the best ever. So definitely gotta support him. All right. This is interesting. This is the next story. Martin Lawrence has come under fire for his show Martin years later by Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox is a musician. She's a singer. She took to the internet to say that she was not too pleased with how Martin treated the character Pam and the colorist viewpoints that he had, the different jokes and things of that nature. They both said the same thing. Even Tashina Arnold, the woman who played Pam. Pam. I don't. What was her last name? What was Pam's last name? Did she have a last name? Oh, she did have a last name. Hold on. Pamela Pam James. She's a chocolate colored woman. She's very beautiful. She's very attractive. And Annie Lennox is okay too. She's not that hot to me. To me, she's not that hot. But Tashina Arnold, she's very attractive. But Martin Lawrence, he cleared it up. He cleared the air. He said, it wasn't for malicious intent. And she echoed that same sentiment. She said, Tashina Arnold, she was saying how, it wasn't meant to be ill intent. It was just who could come up with the best jokes. And those jokes have to be colorist. They have to be about colorism. And that's a big point in the FBA community, especially Foundational Black America. The idea of, especially the extremes, very dark and very light. Brown people like myself, I've never encountered real colorism too much. Nobody's ever said I'm like a milk chocolate ass nigga. Some niggas is dark soot niggas, or some niggas is light bright niggas. See, I can say that because I have personal relationship with both kinds of people, and it's not just about their skin color. It's about their minds. It's about their mindset and their goals and their aspirations and what they want to be. Not to be held about by their color of their skin, literally by people within their own quote unquote community. Yes, Wiz, you're telling the truth. Pam was gorgeous in her prime. Yeah, and she still is. Yeah, she still is. I'm looking at a picture right now. She's 56 years old. She's looking like she's 26. She looks 30 years younger. So I think she's very provocative. Like I said with like Gina, I can't remember her name right now. Hold on. Somebody, if you can get it to me before I can look up to her, I'm trying to find her name. I'm looking it up right now. Gina Walters Payne. Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell is very fair skinned. So they would say she's light bright or something like that. They'll say, Tashina Arnold is dark skinned, so she's soot black, or stove, Franklin stove black. It's crazy. Gia aged like 6 days old banana. Okay, so they say that black don't crack, but it swells. Black don't crack, but it swells. That's could be the reality. A lot of our favorite entertainers and people of notoriety, they have a condition where they maintain their blackness, but they puff up a little bit. They get a little heavy. Like Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was, very thin. He was on Do the Right Thing. He was just he was almost a teenager, or 20 something. And he was very thin, very, very fit. And then, fast forward 30, 40 years almost. And he kind of ballooned. His cheeks got fuller. And I know that life. I was heavy. I was like 240. I think I was like up to 240 or something crazy. Now I'm down to like 190. Yeah, I'm down to 197. So applaud me. I'm applaud myself. Pat myself on the back. Keep doing real black political media news work daily. Thank you very much, Christopher Perkins. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. I support you and for supporting me. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, colorism is a very serious thing. It goes back, way back. Go back to slavery. It goes back to, playing the dozens and stuff like that. If you didn't know what the dozens were a dime a dozen. That's where the quote allegedly came from. You pick up slaves a dime a dozen. These are slaves that have mental issues, that are missing limbs, that are missing teeth, missing hair, missing, are weak, or, you can get them for a dime a dozen. And they would play the dozens. They would say, "Oh, nigga, you got, you ain't got one eye, you ain't nothing, what you gonna do? You ain't got nothing." Like, that was the whole idea. WizKid said hi. Thanks for saying hi, Wiz. D12, Bumbleclot. What does D12 have to do with it? I'm confused now. What is D12? What is D12? I'm not sure what you mean. Not exactly sure, but I'm going to keep on going. The Dirty Dozen, Eminem. No. This is totally different. The Dirty Dozen is different from, the Dozens. The Dozens is hate. It's going. If you go to Jelly Roll Morton, you have to listen to a song called The Dirty Dozens. He's just hating on people. And you think about, this is way before. This is like in the 20s or 30s, I think, or something, maybe even before. But he's just saying your mammy ain't got no draws and stuff like that. I mean, he's got cusses. You son of a bitch, you mother effer. He's got all these different things that he's saying, and he's going on and on about it. And this is way before the parental advisory sticker. I think that was Tip O'Neill. Not Tip O'Neill. Tipper Gore. I think it was Tipper Gore. Tipper Gore. She listened to a record by Prince, and he said it was I'm trying to remember the name of the song now. Goddamn. What is it? Prince had the song, and he was saying it over. Darling Nikki. That's the song. Darling Nikki. Smelly Jelly Roll. I don't know about Smelly Jelly Roll. I know Jelly Roll Morton. I know about him. But it's amazing how colorism works. I mean, you can go fast forward a little bit to the 20s. The 1920s, not the 2020s. They had a paper bag test. A lot of colleges, fraternities and sororities. Allegedly, I'm not too keen on the history. I'm just going off of what I remember, what I heard. But like the AKA Alpha Kappa Alpha, they had a brown bag. They had to hold it up to their face, and if you were lighter than the brown bag, then you could be part of it. If you were darker, you had to go to the deltas. If I'm not mistaken, please correct my dumb ass if I'm wrong. So you had to go to the delta affiliation. Not regular jelly roll. What is a regular jelly roll? But yeah, so this is a PSA for colorism. Don't participate in. Don't participate in it. It's evil. It's vicious. It's mean. It demeans people. It puts people on a different plane. It's like, oh, you're light skinned, so I have to tear you down because I'm darker than you, and I'm getting hate by people by saying that I'm dark. So I have to say that you're light skinned. I have to say that you look like an uncooked, an unbaked cookie or something like that. I don't, just certain little things like that. You look like cookie dough. Excuse me. The big dumb guy with face tats. I have no idea who you're talking about, Bumba. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Jelly Roll Morton, not Jelly Roll. Yeah, not Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll Morton. He almost saw the future. He was like, some white boy's gonna come back with a song and blow up. He's gonna be 300 pounds. The big dumb guy with face tats. That's funny. Now I understand what you're talking about. I didn't understand what you were saying before. Now I get it. I get it. But yeah, colorism is a very serious issue. More like six. Well, I think he dropped down. I think he lost weight. He got from six. He went from 600 to 450 to like 500 no, he went from 600 to 500 to 450. And I think he's somewhere hovering around 300 pounds right now. So he's definitely losing weight. He's trying to get healthy again. That's an amazing thing. I mean, I know people that are obese in my family. It's very serious, and I'm learning myself because I was overweight. I'm still overweight. I'm trying to get down to 180. I'm at 180. I'm at 197. I'm on a strict diet now. I eat, like I said, I might have mentioned this to you guys before. I eat a big breakfast, and then I don't eat anything else throughout the rest of the day. I just drink water, and I have this ice. This. I'm not going to pronounce their names because they're not paying me. But I have this beverage that I use, and it keeps me on and popping, keeps me going. Jelly Roll Ozempic. Yeah, that Ozempic, was it GLP P7 or something like that? GLP 9, 7, something, I can't remember. But yeah, so Martin Lawrence, he is definitely, one of the greatest entertainers, one of the best to ever come out of the womb of Hollywood. He lost his mind allegedly. He was in traffic in a sweatsuit. It was in 102 or 103 degree weather, if you don't remember. He might have been waving a gun. I'm not gonna try to put sauce on it, but he was definitely caught out there. This was after he signed on a deal to make like $30 million a picture or something crazy. And if you remember Mariah Carey signed a $100 million deal and with Sony, and she was on TRL with in a ice cream suit, and she was handing out ice cream or something like that. I shouldn't laugh because I have bipolar disorder. She has bipolar 2. I have bipolar 1. I don't know all the intricacies of the differences, but I just know bipolar 1 is not as severe, I think, than bipolar 2, to be honest. Look at Kelly Osbourne. Exactly. Kelly Osbourne got real thicky. She was real thicky. And if you look at McCarthy, what's it, Melissa McCarthy? She looking like, I see you, girl. Like, okay, she has. It's not like she's just one, blob of a person. She's got curves now. She's got, she got a little. She got something you can grab her hips. You know, I'm not mad at her. Kelly looks weird as hell. Too much Ozempic. I don't think she does look weird as hell. I think she looks pretty fit. I think she looks pretty fit. She looks better than she was. She was a little too. She was a little chunky. She's a little chunky. But back to colorism. Colorism is an issue I only understand is in the black community. I don't know what other communities are, participating in colorism. There probably are, because there's light skinned Hispanic people and there's dark skinned Hispanic people. So they must say, I think they say like Boricua, Moreno, Boricua, Moreno. Moreno is pretty dark skinned, but you're still Hispanic, from what I understand. I could be wrong. But maybe they do that, the colorism as well. And maybe not so much yellow people. Yellow people have, one standard, tone. White people have, ranges, from very pale to, sun-kissed, to very very touched by the sun, of course. Just tanned. They go under the tanning beds and stuff like that. Red people, they usually have the same color scheme. They don't really change it. I'm talking about, the Indian people. Indian and red dot and feather, both of them don't have it. Nah, she looks sick. Orange. What is orange? I don't know what orange is, Bumba. You have to explain that to me. But yes, it's a fact. It's a fact of reality. Those Indian reservations are crazy. I heard. It's sad, really. It's really sad. I mean, from what I understand, I like the idea of what. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out his name. Hold on. Sterling Harjo, if I'm saying that right, Harjo. He's trying to flip the script and show red people in a better light, even if it's not the best light of the show. He's trying to show them as full rounded human beings rather than just, oh wow, are they alcoholics? Are they addicted to fent? Are they on drugs? Are they terrorizing their women? Or that's the sick part about being on a reservation, by the way. That's what you have to lean towards. That's what you have to go on. And they own casinos and stuff like that? Not every person that is related to a red person owns a casino. That's a fictitious stereotype. But like I was saying, reservations. There should be no reservations. They should not be treated as tribes. They should be treated as individuals. They should be treated as people that are just struggling to live like anybody else. Just, trying to thrive, trying to flourish, trying to find human flourishing. They do there are gangs. That's true. A lot of meth. That's true. That's true. It's a lot of alcohol. A lot of alcohol flows. The white man's fire water. That's been the case for decades now. Just the racist history. It's the racist history. And I think they do participate in colorism themselves. Like I said, they for the most part they usually have the same kind of skin tone, but they've branched out, met up with the white woman and the white man, and their bloodlines. Even the white man's bloodline is full of red man DNA. It can be traced. It can be linked back to a lot of red people, the white man. So I would say with the black community, with FBA, just stop it. Don't feed into it. Don't feed into the colorism. I think it's hurtful. I think it's harmful. I think it's not true. You're still black. That's the thing too. You could be light skinned as hell. Nobody's gonna look at you and say you white. No, they're gonna say you're black. You're just a little bit of a lighter shade. You're of a lighter hue. That's all that's gonna happen. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. John Redcorn. Okay, now I have to look up. This is the greatest part of my show. Oh, he was killed. Jonathan Ross, the voice actor for John Redcorn of King of the Hill, was shot and killed in San Antonio, Texas in late May 2025 during a dispute with a neighbor, Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez, who was arrested and charged with murder. The incident occurred after Joss and his husband returned to the site of their burned down home, and a confrontation escalated, though police haven't confirmed claims the shooting was motivated by homophobia. Whoa! That's a lot of information. That's too many things going on. The guy got shot, the house burned down, talking about gays and lesbians, talking about the queer community. Whew! Man. That was crazy. John Redcorn, or Jonathan Joss. Fame from King of the Hill. That's wild. I don't even remember hearing that. I remember hearing something about King of the Hill, coming back. It's supposed to be back on the streaming services or something like that. Yeah, he was crazy as hell. Wow. King of the Hill rules. I have to watch King of the Hill again. Last time I watched King of the Hill, it was about JC. It was about Jimmy Carter. They were playing on the idea of him being Jesus Christ. They had the same initials. He's building homes for the Habitat for Humanity, stuff like that. Rocking power to Jimmy Carter, even though I'm against a lot of your policies, a lot of the things. But he did do some good things. He freed up the airlines and the trucking businesses. He got rid of regulation for a lot of them. So salute to him for that. Otherwise, he was pretty much a milquetoast president. There was a reboot, but the animation is meh. I still have to see it. I'll see it one of these days. Hold on. Okay. There's some minor technical difficulties here. Jimmy Carter's wife was in Picture Perfect posing with John Wayne Gacy. I did not know that. That's interesting. I did not know that. But that's not our main point. The main point is colorism, stemming from the idea of Martin Lawrence talking about it on his show. We have to talk about it right now. We have to say whether it was, all in good fun. It wasn't supposed to be malicious. Pam, the character, was, okay, with it on the show, and Tanisha Arnold didn't complain. I think that's probably a good thing, based on, the idea that she has, she's beautiful. She's very attractive. To me, I like dark-skinned women. To me, just I've dated dark-skinned women. I've dated light-skinned women. I dated medium-skinned women. I dated white-skinned women. Yeah, it's on Google. Okay. That Kendrick Lamar song. Oh, he had. What was this? What, you have to fill me in. What song was it? I'll look up the lyrics. I'll look up the lyrics and say them. I mean, I might be able to find it myself. Euphoria? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the song you're saying? Euphoria? Because that was an easy target too. Drake. He's still black. He's black. He's not FBA. He's FBC, Foundational Black Canadian. Is that did I just coin something? Am I the first one to say that? I don't think so. Um, Off to Pimp a Butterfly. It's called Complexion. Huh. I'm gonna read a few bars, if you allow me. A Zulu Love. This song is about educating society on beauty standards, especially colorism. Colorism affects the black community profusely due to its roots, which spawned from the history of slavery in America. In the song, Kendrick details the importance of loving all people no matter how light or dark. Exactly. In an interview, Kendrick described the song saying, "The idea was to make a record that reflected all complexions of black women. There's a separation between the light and the dark skin because it's just our nature to do so, but we're all black. This concept came from South Africa and I saw all these different colors speaking a different language." I'll say some bars. Let's see some bars. Bars. Uh, Dark as the midnight hour or bright as the morning sun. Brown skin, but your blue eyes tell me your mama can't run. Sneak dissing. Sneak me through the back window. I'm a good feel nigga. I made a flower for you out of cotton just to chill with you. You know I'd go the distance. You know I'm 10 toes down. Even if masters listen, I got the world's attention. So I'm going to say something that's vital and critical for survival of mankind. A feline color should never rival. Beauty is what you make it. I used to be so mistaken. Be different shades of faces. Then Wit told me a woman is a woman. Love the creation. I'm going to just stop right there. That's pretty dope. Thank you for telling me about that. Thank you for saying that, Bumba. I love Chromacopia. Love Chromacopia. But I feel like, I don't know. I heard Don't Tap the Glass. I'm like, this is greatness. It's just rushed. It's very short, but it's still great. Like, and I'm like, Chromacopia is long as hell, but I think it's still great. Just the ideas, and it's packed with super big ideas. It's packed with super ideals. But did you like Chromacopia? That's the Chromacopia. Chromacopia. Yeah, but the long short answer is yes, I did like Chromacopia. It was the truth. But I still think Wolf is the best rollout, the best animation, best, song selection, best grooves. I think Wolf is still his greatest. Like Goblin and Bastard are like his fighting stage, his fits and starts, and trying to find himself, find that lane. What was I gonna say? If you get lost, Call Me If You Get Lost. I thought that was a strong album. I thought it was interesting to have the mixtape feel. That was cool. Igor, Flower Boy, and what's the other one? I can't think of the other one. But they all seem, a Cherry Bomb. They all seem, they're decent. They're good. Hi, Brooklyn. You're the other Brooklyn. I'm about to get out of here though. But thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. I will see you sometime tomorrow. And be on the lookout for more stories. Take care.